Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is insane. We got a lot to get into. We can talk about Teofimo looking like a monster, an elite boxer. We can talk about Devin Haney putting everybody to sleep. And we can also talk about Ryan Garcia getting cooked by Rolly Romero. That's right. You heard it right. Rolly Romero beat Ryan Garcia. Yes, he did. He cooked his ass. He cooked his ass. Ryan Garcia, if you go to the dictionary and you look up the term shit to bed, that's literally what Ryan Garcia did. That's literally what he did. That is insane. That's fucking insane. And I'm going to tell you, this is a weird night of boxing. I'm going to get everybody on that you want to get on here and give me your reactions. And I'm going to drop the link right now. You know who you are, man. And shout out to Rolly Romero for putting together a great performance. He put together an excellent performance. He got the win. He dropped Ryan. He hurt Ryan. Rolly Romero deserves all the credit in the world. He said Ryan and Devin can just go ahead and fight each other, and he has no problem with just doing his own thing next. And look, I got to give him all the credit in the world. Rolly Romero showed up, showed out. And I just want to say this before we add everybody on. I know everybody's backstage. I'm going to let all you guys on. The only thing I'm going to tell you is this. I told you. Ryan Garcia ain't beating no Duran Boots Ennis. Ryan Garcia ain't beating no Virgil Ortiz. And I made videos about this. And all I heard was, no, Ryan Garcia is 50-50 with those guys. No, Ryan Garcia is this. Get Ryan Garcia's nuts out of your mouth. He's not beating those fucking guys. Virgil Ortiz would have murdered him tonight. Boots Ennis would have murdered him tonight. Ryan Garcia is not the guy you think he is. He got cooked. The dude basically quit in the 12th round, had no fucking urgency. That's all I'm going to say. Stop hyping these guys up. When I tell you something, listen and learn next time. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm going to get everybody onto the panel. My brother from another mother, Jigglypuff Up. What's good, my brother? Good to see you, my brother.
What's good, brother?
Good to see you, man.
Bullshit fucking card if I ever saw one.
What the fuck did I just watch?
Dude, that was the most bullshit card I've ever seen in my life, man. I was sitting there like, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
What the fuck? Hey, and I gotta say something, Nuke, brother.
Yeah.
Did you really have it 11-1 for Barbosa?
For Teofimo.
Teofimo versus Barbosa. You really have it 11-1?
Could have won 2 rounds. Maybe.
Hey, but how do you score that when Barbosa outlanded him the first 3 rounds? Like, I know
I don't look at those. I don't look at those CompuBox stats as 100% accurate. They're all
I
over
look
the
at my
place.
own eye stats, and Barbosa actually outlanded him the first 3 rounds. That's why I was like, bro, come on now. Like, I know
Teofimo was landing the cleaner, harder shots, better defense, range, generalship. He was cooking Barbosa to me. I think we saw 2 different fights.
Tio, I classed him. I'm sorry, I've got to.
It was just, to me, it just looked like Teofimo put on a hell of a performance. But as always, I always respect your thoughts on that, my brother, because you come on here and you speak your mind, you speak the truth. Much respect. I got to get everybody's thoughts first on one thing. I got to get everybody's thoughts for first. Edgar, are you there, my brother?
Yeah, I'm here, Nuke. Salute to everybody.
Salute. What do you think about what just happened with Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero?
Look, man. First of all, I'm gonna say it was like an underwhelming underachieving night. It was nothing special. I'm like very disappointed. The only one that showed us anything of any improvement was Tio. And I mean, I'm not trying to sound biased, but what was really the difference between Ryan and Haney? They both did nothing. They didn't put their best foot forward to make a fight. But one guy got a decision and one guy didn't. Yeah. So,
and if I could
but I will say what?
I said Haney put his best foot backwards, bro. He
Yeah,
was like dancing like no.
But what I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to say.
Hold on, 1 second. And what were you saying, Hit? I think you were saying something about the Ryan.
I gotta go with Edgar on this because of the decision with Haney. Fucking anyone could have beat that Jose Ramirez tonight. Jose Ramirez was just as fucking poor. That guy tonight showed his age and all that. And remember, I said Jose Ramirez was gone. Y'all remember? On the prediction.
Yeah.
He is doo-doo. And Haney fought with Thea.
Yeah, you saw it in his face. You saw it in his face.
Wait, I got a question for the panel. Does anybody on this panel think Ryan Garcia, before this fight, had a fucking chance against Boots Ennis or Virgil Ortiz?
No,
I said that repeatedly. He doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
And you know what? Like, look, and like I was getting back to my point. It's a double standard. One guy got a victory for doing nothing, and the other guy didn't get a victory for not doing enough. So it shouldn't be that way, but it is what it is. And the one thing I will say is, I think Ryan's head is not in the game anymore. Like, he's not. I don't think he's there anymore. I don't think he's gonna have any significant wins anymore.
Any fight against a pressure fighter, like, it's not gonna happen.
Rolly
Romero.
Are you talking about
Ramirez a C- pressure fighter?
Jigglypuff.
But he
What
quit
was
at the
Ryan
end.
Garcia's sense of urgency in the 12th round? Where was his I got to do anything to try to get this win at the end? Where was that?
Bro, the guy was lost. He has nothing to it was astounding to me. Like, I was looking at him and Devin Haney and be like, "What the fuck are you doing, Drew?" I was like literally looking at this
I'm saying the same thing. Jiggly, we're saying the same thing, just in different words. Like, but like Haney, I said it in the other live. Those demons are in his head. He's fucking scared.
He has PTSD.
Any fighter with some speed and pop will run him over.
Go ahead, fight.
Yeah, well,
What's up, fight?
What up, IBP? What up, everyone? As much
Sound
as
like
Devin
hating to me.
Oh yeah, I'm hating.
Really got a word out there. Like, as much as Devin only got the win because Ramirez was. I mean, we said before the fight, Ramirez was tailor made for Devin, and Devin barely did anything because he didn't have to. While that's all true, he's a slick boxer who was clearly dealing with the demons of the Ryan Garcia fight. So, as much as I feel Devin hasn't really proven much because he didn't have to prove much in this fight, I will say he proved way more than Ryan, who just went in there and did nothing. And Ryan's not a slick boxer.
Hold on.
No, he didn't.
Hold on.
He didn't.
1 second. 1 second. I'm sorry. Hold on. 1 second. 1 second. If Ryan Garcia fought Jose Ramirez tonight, he would have slept him. Ramirez. I'm sorry. Jose Ramirez is not a better fighter than Rolly Ramirez at this stage in his career. He's just not. And I'm sorry about that. It's just both of those performances are really disgusting. Both of those fighters are disgusting. And I'm sorry. And they need to get hold on, one more thing. And I don't want to see Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson. Both of these guys are bad for the sport of boxing. I'm sorry, both of them are. And I'm sorry if somebody got a problem with it, but fuck Devin Haney. Fuck Shakur Stevenson. These guys are bad. Hold on 1 second, Fight Sport. These guys are bad for the fucking sport of boxing. Devin Haney, hold on. Devin Haney does not get a fucking cookie. He does not get a fucking cookie for this performance. Ryan Garcia needs to get slammed for this performance. Don't open your fat fucking mouth and talk about Boots Ennis or Virgil Ortiz talking about they get hit too much when your bitch ass can't even go the whole 12 rounds.
Devin Haney is going to sleep against them.
That's what I'm saying. Shut the fuck up, Ryan. Shut the fuck up.
I told y'all now. Bro, why is Haney getting slammed more than Ryan?
Real quick. Let's Solid get in real quick.
Why is Haney getting slammed more than Ryan? Well, Ryan's the one that got knocked down.
Hold on, fellas. Let's Solid get this one. Solid is the floor.
No. It's just why is Haney getting slammed more? Ryan's the one that got knocked down, not Haney. Haney performed. Hold on, let me finish this.
Did you see the Ryan Garcia? Did you see the Devin Haney fight?
I watched the whole card. Devin's fought was very. Devin's performance.
Hold on. I just want to understand. You watched the whole card.
I did.
And the best answer you came up here with, or the best question you had for me is, why would Devin Haney get criticized?
No.
Is that what you're
I didn't get to finish what I was saying. What I'm saying is, I'm listening to what everybody's saying. They got more smoke for Haney than Garcia, but Garcia's the one that got knocked down. Y'all should have more smoke for Garcia.
No,
Everybody, hold up. Everybody, bro, check this out. Let me finish this. I'll pass it right back.
Okay, let him finish. Let him finish.
Everybody, bitch DA and this panel talk shit about Rolly Romero is a bum. He's this, that, and the third, but he just beat y'all boy that y'all were high on.
A bum and
that little fuck ass kid Edgar. Y'all high on Garcia. He just beat y'all boy, but y'all slamming Haney.
They're both bums.
He just beat y'all boy. Y'all saying Romero's a bum, but he just beat y'all boy. He just beat y'all boy, and y'all said he was a bum.
1 second. Okay. Let me respond, Solidus. Let me respond.
Right,
Before I respond, I want to get to the super chats. Mike Trades had a statement for this. He said, Nuke, why is it that every time you criticize a black fighter in Devin Haney, this Solidus T dude has a problem with it? Mike. Bro, it's getting old. It's all fair criticism, man. Now, look,
hey, let me respond. Can I respond real quick?
It's my go, Solidus. It's my go.
All right, go ahead.
This didn't just happen on this show. This happened on a prior live stream as well. We criticized black fighters, and Solidus, it got in his feelings, getting emotional. And my whole thing about this is that we got the same smoke for Devin Haney, the same as Ryan Garcia. Tonight was not about winning or losing, and nobody said, Rolly Romero, this would make him a great fighter. Ryan Garcia, your boy, he's nobody's boy up here. I've been saying, if you've been
Edgar was talking like Ryan Garcia was Muhammad Ali, bro.
Who said that?
No, I did not.
I was on the panel one time.
Thought
he was saying that Ryan got a chance.
Everyone thought he was going to sleep Rolly.
I heard him.
He didn't show up.
He was saying that he got a chance against Boots and all these other top fighters at 47, but he got beat by a guy that I heard him say on the other panel is a bum. Now he's trying to talk about Haney more than talk about Ryan. That's some sucker shit.
Listen. Hey, Solidus, you know what the difference is? Listen, Solidus. The difference is Ryan did not show up. He did not perform. Your boy Haney wore on a fucking set of track shoes and ran all night. You can see the fear in his face.
Hold on, fellas. And I like to interject here. I'm going to just give my quick opinion on it. I'm going to give my quick opinion. I'm going to let you guys
That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing.
I'm going to give my quick opinion. I'm going to let you guys go back to it. The only thing I'll say is I think it's fair criticism to say Devin Haney fought like a bitch and a coward. And if anybody's asking why Devin Haney would get any criticism, then you're clearly not a boxing fan. You're a Devin Haney
I didn't say
fan. No, hold on, Solid. Let me finish.
All right, my bad.
And as far as Ryan Garcia, I've been saying the man is overrated for a while now. I've been talking about we shouldn't be talking about him with Boots in his Virgil Ortiz. This man has too many fundamental flaws. I've been putting out video after video about this. And my whole thing is, even Rolly Romero beating him doesn't make Rolly Romero some great fighter, but it did show you that he has more fundamentals than Ryan Garcia, more heart than Ryan Garcia. I said last week or a week and a half ago that Ryan Garcia would quit against Boots. He wouldn't even finish the fight. He couldn't even fight the 12th round with a sense of urgency. He acted like a straight bitch, and Devin Haney acted like a bitch too. The whole fight, hold on, the first fucking round, this bitch started hugging and literally running. And if you support that, you got to be the biggest dumbass I've ever seen. Nobody with their right mind can believe that that's good for the sport of boxing. That's terrible. He fought like a bitch and a pussy the whole fight. I'm sorry, but I can't support that. I cannot support that. We're going to go to everybody one by one. Hold on, we're going to go to everybody one by one. I'm going to get everybody's take. 1 second, round one. 1 second. I'm going to get everybody's take. Because I've been talking a lot of shit. Let me just read a few of these comments, and then we're going to get to it. Cali Mexican 707 says, all three Mexican Americans threw a total of 63 punches tonight. My brother Pat's Nation says, Haney fought a dead body and looked shook. Ryan hit the canvas and turned into a dead body. 3 fucking snooze fest tonight. Good thing is I have a fire stick. And this is a factual statement because Devin Haney fought a fucking piñata and you sitting up here talking about why would you criticize Devin Haney? The dumbest shit I've ever heard. Like,
I'll respond to that. I'll respond to it later.
I'm going to get to you. I just don't understand how to. Why talk about Devin Haney? He fought a fucking piñata and he fought like he had a vagina. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
How is he our boy?
Like, this shit don't make any sense.
go, Cody. I got
hold
jump in
on,
here.
hold on 1
jump
second,
in.
fellas. Hold on 1 second, fellas. I'm still talking. Hold on. I'm gonna let everybody go in a minute. All I'm gonna say is another thing that you said, Solidus, that was off the rail is you just assumed that Ryan Garcia was everybody's boy. He ain't everybody's boy on the fucking panel.
I meant
Now,
Edgar.
If Edgar said that shit, then I'm gonna let you and Edgar address that shit in just 1 minute because y'all need to go ahead and get that discussion out of the way. J-Tab says Ryan Garcia should never mention Boots ever again. This is what I'm saying. He should never mention Boots is too skillful. He'll take away that fucking hook and he'll make Ryan quit. That's what he's gonna do. Once a quitter, always a quitter. People don't fucking listen. That's all I'm saying. My brother Tito says Tio deserves a headline and Ryan versus Haney too should be on the undercard. I agree. Teofimo Lopez showed us that he's an excellent fighter, still elite, still at the top of his game. He put on the best performance tonight and he dominated Barboza. And that was a fight that many people thought was going to be 50-50. The Gooch says Oscar and Key went with 0 for 3 tonight. Salute to the Gooch. Romero says the whole card was ass cheeks, but good on Raleigh for the dub and much love, Nuke. Much love to you, my brother. Salute. FRCB says Ryan is just a Deontay Wilder 2.0, and they say he's the face of boxing. He is a Deontay Wilder 2.0. You take away his left hook, he don't have shit else. What could Ryan do? He didn't even have a good thudding jab to get this man back to set up the left hook. It's like he don't know the fundamentals of boxing, and Derrick James, bald ass, ain't teaching him shit.
Yo, he didn't even. Hold
on. I'm gonna get to you, Caesar. 1 second. Mr. Wright says cop versus firefighter was the best fight on a trash card. Devin the Booty Man says Ryan fought like he's from. Oh my God. Ryan Garcia fought like he's from White Guys for Kamala Harris. Violent says I got Raleigh Romero beating Devin at this point. I don't know. And all Devin Haney's going to do is run like a bitch and hug and hold and try to survive. And then you're going to get Solidus T up here saying, Devin Haney put on a great masterclass performance. He looked like Floyd Mayweather. Don't talk about him because he's black. We don't talk about black fighters over here. Like, this is what we're saying. My brother Antonio Garcia says Raleigh Romero is the GOAT. He's the GOAT for one night. That's it. He's the GOAT for one night. He put on a great performance. He deserves all the credit, fame, and recognition he gets for this because he really put on an excellent performance tonight. Goofy Combat says Solid is laughing, but he gets his panties in a twist when a fighter of a certain color gets criticized. He's a color fan, not a boxing fan. That's a direct call out. Shout out to Goofy Combat because this is the second time we've noticed a trend, Solidus. Second time we've seen you when we talk about a black fighter, you get a little start breathing a little heavy. Like, wait, why we got smoke for Devin? Like, hold on, why we got smoke for Devin? That question kind of exposed you because anybody with fucking eyes. I mean, you got people with insomnia fucing falling asleep watching this shit. I'll explain. Hold on 1 second, Solidus.
But after you
realize earlier today, actually, I took a better shit that was more entertaining than Devin Haney. Explain that to me.
Nuke,
I shouldn't be able to take a shit that's more entertaining than a Devin Haney fucking fight.
Hey,
that's your job. You're a boxer. You're a prize fighter. You're supposed to be entertaining.
Let me get 20 seconds.
It's literally dog shit in the ring, bro. I'm sorry. And the fact that anybody would say, why we got smoke for Devin Haney, then you clearly ain't paying attention. All right, let me get to my brother. Jose says, this is why I praise Virgil Ortiz, because he has balls. That's what I'm saying. Virgil will fight anybody, anywhere, anytime. Virgil's that kind of guy. He's a throwback fighter, and he got his nuts to let him hang on any of these guys. The Gooch says Solidus T is a tribalist. Ryan, Haney, Ramirez, Barboza are all dookie dog shit. And that's just keeping it 100. And Teofimo put on a great performance tonight. We got to give Teofimo the award of the night because he really showed us he's a level above.
He was the only fighter who showed up.
And I still even give Raleigh his credit tonight. Raleigh and Teofimo both deserve their award tonight. But look, now let me go around the ring. I got one more, and then we can go around the table. Teo clearly had medical issues against Kambosos, and that shows up tonight because you see the performance he put on. He looks fantastic. My brother Mike Trey says Solidus T no better than the LDBC, just a race baiter. It's hard to argue with that when you say, why we criticizing Devin Haney? All right, let me get to everybody on the panel. Let me go to Caesar first. Caesar, what do you think of the fights tonight?
Trash. Just complete trash. It was dog shit, bro. It made me fall asleep, honestly. And I think the worst one, I don't even know which one. It may be competitive now that the fight that was worse, maybe the Haney or the Ryan and Rolly fight is completely garbage, bro. It's all this running, all this slick shit is not good. Yeah, it's not good for the sport. It's not. And
Do you
and
think
Ryan,
that do you think Devin Haney deserved any criticism for that
yes,
performance?
yes, because I feel like he's still shocked from the Ryan Garcia fight.
Yeah.
Bro, and he barely threw anything. And all he did was run and hug and run and hug. And Jose couldn't do shit about it. He couldn't even cut the ring off and hurt this man. And Jose didn't even have no power to even scare Haney. But man, he fought like the old Haney. Ryan fought like the old Ryan.
You said
That's
like
what
the
I
old
thought.
Ryan.
Absolutely. Let me go to
Old
Hit Kid
Ryan?
real quick. Hit Kid,
Oh,
Hit Kid.
that's funny.
Hold on, Hit Kid. What do you think about the fights tonight, real quick? Your synopsis of
All
tonight.
right, so I'll just go through the night. Congratulations to Teofimo Lopez. I called that, saying unanimous decision. I thought Teo would, show his class, and he did. Thank you. You're the only fighter. You're the only fighter over there in Rolly who showed up. Okay. Haney tonight, absolutely fucking pathetic. Ramirez is how do you put it? An old age zombified mummy. Okay, he is. He really is. That's like UFC term I just used. An ancient alien mummy, pretty much. Yeah. The guy's gone. He's finished at the top level.
When I said old Ryan, I meant like past Eddie Reynoso. After he left Eddie Reynoso, he was trash. That's what I meant.
Yeah, let me
Can I get my...
Let me go on the right. Let me go on the Ryan Rolly fight. Ryan Garcia, utterly pathetic. Showed no urgency in round 12. Got dropped in round 2, and I think once he got dropped, he feared Romero's power. Full credit to Rolly Romero. Shut me up, shut a lot, because we all gave Rolly no chance. We've seen his last couple of fights, okay? We know Rolly ain't nothing special, okay? That's truth. That's truth right here. That's why I picked Ryan, because we all know Rolly ain't special. But my God, Ryan, we thought Rolly was, the fraudulent. No, you're a fucking fraud, mate. You're a fucking fraud. And by the way, just to expand on this point, and I'm sorry, Nuke, I'm going to push back on this, okay?
Push back.
On the point about fucking Ryan put me to sleep tonight with his performance. Haney put me to sleep back, with his performance. But I just want to push back on what you were making the point with Haney and Shakur.
Go ahead.
Okay, and listen, I will agree. Shakur had a shocking performance against Dos Santos. That was one where he put me to sleep, okay? And I'll even admit that. But I'm not going to blame Shakur for the fucking Padley fight when that fight fell through with Cepeda. It's rescheduled now. We're getting it, okay? Like, I would not even dare fucking put the bottom of Devin Haney to the bottom of Shakur Stevenson in the fucking same conference.
Can I respond to that real quick? Hold on. Can I respond to that hit? Can I respond to that?
For that?
Now, I expect you, if Shakur Stevenson, Cepeda look just like Devin Haney, Ramirez tonight, I expect you to get on here and get on his ass for that shit.
I will 100% do it. You know me, I always keep the same.
Because I don't believe Shakur Stevenson is going to give us an entertaining fight. He's going to fight like a bitch. And I'm just waiting on it.
If I could just give my thoughts on it.
Yeah, you're going to go next. And Eden said one thing to you, Hit. He said, wasn't my boy Hit Kid, he's calling you shit kid, also claiming that Barboza had the style to make Teo look terrible?
No, because who picked Teo to win the fight?
Hit Kid picked Teo to win the fight.
I picked Teo too.
So Eden, get your logic in sense, my friend.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Hit Kid with the smoke. Talk Sport. What do you think about the fights tonight? Talk Sport.
Yeah, IBP, thanks for letting me on. I'm having connection issues where I am, but my thoughts. Teofimo looked great. He fought disciplined, and he showed elements of the same Teofimo that outboxed Vasyl Lomachenko. So hats off to him. He looked great. Devin Haney, I mean, okay. I was calling the fight on one of my man's channels, and great guy. But there was a guy who called in, and he was unhappy that I wasn't even trashing Devin. I was just criticizing him. When you have a guy who is tailor-made for you, because I said on countless shows, including yours, my man, that you have a guy, Ramirez, who squares up, whose defense is poor, who isn't that fast, who doesn't set his shots up. He's tailor-made for a guy like Devin. You're not supposed to be throwing one punch at a time and also getting away with countless clinches in the fight and not a single warning. Sorry, not good enough. Now, it was still, he at least outboxed Ramirez the way you would expect, boring, whatever. Ryan Garcia got hit with one left hook and then went into survival mode and was too scared to let his hands go. Utter garbage. The only difference, and I've said this all year, is that nobody looks at Garcia as an elite fighter. He's just a pretty boy with a fast left hook. Devin, because he and his dad talk a good game, and so do a lot of his fans, it's expected that you put on better performances than this. So those are my thoughts. Good performance from Devin in terms of winning, but man, was it boring. And Garcia is terrible. And Teo, he put on a good performance, which is what we were hoping for. Teo had the best performance of the night.
Absolutely. And then we're going to go to Solidus, Edgar, and then round one. But before we do, I just want to read this. Antonio Garcia says, how much does Fight Sports Talk bench?
Actually, Fight, you said you were going to give us an answer this weekend.
Well, you know what? Look, everybody keeps asking, so I'm just going to keep prolonging it.
Okay. Antonio Garcia also says, Solidus T, you're up next, by the way. He says, Solidus T crying for Devin Haney like Ashy Knuckles cries for David Benavidez. So,
Nuke, I'm sorry to interrupt. If Ashy's here, you do know we've got to give him the floor for 2 minutes. Remember, we promised that. We promised that he probably would win. Remember, you promised.
I promised. Hold on, Ashy Knuckles. If you're here, please feel free to get the floor. I'm gonna drop the link in just 1 second. You got 2 minutes. You got the prediction. It was Ashy Knuckles who got that prediction right?
He was.
Okay. Then the floor is yours for 2 minutes, Ashy. A broke clock is right twice a day. Just remember that. My brother Beltran says, I think Ryan Garcia fighting mindset wasn't there, but maybe he should retire or fix his style completely. If not, then retire. But I got Virgil Ortiz beating Boots Ennis easily. He's too big for the 147-pound division. He needs to go to 154. He's referring to Boots Ennis. I do think Boots Ennis needs to move up. You hear Manny Pacquiao talking about potentially fight Mario Barrios next. You see Brian Norman Jr. don't want to fucking fight Boots Ennis. So Boots Ennis can't unify anymore. He can't go undisputed. These guys are pussy. So really the only thing you should do is move up to 54 and challenge yourself. That's or fight Teo in a massive fight. The Gooch also says Mirage would like to know Kiwi's marital status. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Joe Mama says $90 for Teo, Haney, Ryan, and Canelo. Should have been a great night for boxing. It should have been a great night. Let's see what the Canelo performance is going to be tomorrow. Can Canelo get a knockout? That's what everybody wants to know. My brother Jaime says Canelo and Nui are the real fighters of this weekend. They're the real elite upper-class fighters. I think Teofimo has to join that category, and I still respect Rolly Romero for his performance as well. Solidus T, what do you think about the fights tonight? Any and everybody, the floor is yours, sir.
Yes, sir. First, let me say this. Shout out to the Puerto Ricans. Teofimo Lopez was the best fighter of the night. He had the best performance. Him and that Asian kid that was on the undercard. I'm bad with foreign names. Them two were the best performers of the night.
Okay.
So I knew Teo was going to. He's too skilled for that dude. He ain't going to beat no Teo.
Who you want to see Teo fight next, by the way?
Teo. Let me get to that.
Okay.
The reason why I said that Haney, that was an extremely lackluster. I did not like the way he fought in that fight. I did not like it. I was disappointed. However, I'm going to give him credit for not getting fucked up or knocked down. The reason why I said what I said is because that young kid Edgar and that other panel, I've been on a podcast one time where they were repeatedly talking shit about Romero's trash, he's garbage, he's a bum, just disrespecting shit out of that dude. But he beat a guy that they were all high on. And instead of just talking about that, they're trying to loop what Haney did. We all got eyeballs. We all saw Haney had a bad performance. That was a terrible performance by Haney. We all know that. But you want to talk about that instead of talking about Ryan. I thought that was some sucker shit. That's why I said what I said. So
we're talking
get
about
that shit
both.
straight.
I'm talking about both.
Hold on,
I'm not
Edgar.
just
Hold on,
talking
Edgar.
about
Hold on,
one.
Edgar.
Ain't
Hold on, Edgar.
nobody,
You'll get your
ain't
spot back.
nobody
Just
defending.
let him
Ain't
finish.
nobody defending. Ain't nobody defending what Haney did. So all them goofy ass super chats. That shit is funny, but it's cap. Now the Romero and Garcia fight. I actually a couple days ago, if you remember IBF, I said I think Romero's going to upset him, and that turned out to be what happened. And he was like, "Yeah." And when he knocked him out in the second round, I was like, "Okay, cool." And like I told that young kid Edgar a while ago, outside of that left hand, Ryan Garcia don't really got no fundamentals like that. Don't know why you're high on him. So, and then that was exposed tonight by a guy that y'all said was a bum. That sucks. That had you. I know you're salty right now. You and your people that love
I'm not
Ryan and
salty. I'm man
the
enough to
other panel, the
understand that I
other
picked the
guys. Hold on,
wrong
let me
guy.
finish.
But you're not man enough
That
to
other
understand that
panel,
one dude ran.
Let him
that
get the
other
floor.
panel you be
I'm
going
gonna make
on.
sure you get yours.
That other panel you go on, I don't even know why you go on this panel, but that other panel you go on, you're always talking all that shit. Ryan this, he can beat Boots and all these other top guys, but then he gets beat by a guy that y'all said is a bum.
No,
that's an L for you, and that's an L for
Hold
Ryan.
on, Fight Sports. Let him finish.
And finally, and I thought it was a decent night. It could have been better, but the two best performers of the night was Tio, the Asian kid that was on the undercard. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about. And and the fights went how I thought it was going to go. Haney was terrible tonight, but at least he won, if that makes sense. He didn't get knocked down. So I'll give him that. And I'm glad Rolly beat Ryan. And I look forward to people talking about Canelo and Skull. I want to see my boy Mugia bounce back. I'm looking for that fight.
That's a good one.
I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, that's what I thought about it.
Oh man, that's a good breakdown. Solid. That's a good breakdown. What were you gonna say, Fight Sports?
Yes. What up, Steel Mills? That's a great name you picked out. Solidus. I want to say I called Rolly Romero a can from the start, and the fact that Garcia lost to a can just makes him look worse. I never said he could bounce up and compete with any of the big welterweights.
I'll give you a pass. You're not as bad as the other ones. I'll give you a pass. Go ahead.
I've never said
hold on, fellas. Let's get the rotation, then we'll come right back to that.
My bad.
No, you're good. You guys are good. You guys are good. Solid has just set the world on fire. And Edgar, I'm going to give you your opportunity, but I just got to go to Steel on this because me and him have been going back and forth. Steel Mills, as you know, spoke on the Teofimo thing. I think Steel, you got to eat a little crow on the Teofimo thing, but me and Steel have discussed the Ryan Garcia thing in depth. And really, we've been telling everybody this is who he really is, and people ain't been listening. I got flamed for it still. I don't know why they talk about Ryan and Virgil. I don't know why they talk about Ryan and Boots. Still, please educate these people on what you saw tonight. Break down the fights. Tell me everything you thought.
First off, I'm hurt. Barboza was supposed to go in there and win that fight, man. Teofimo, goddamn, he stunted on that kid, man.
Eat crow. Eat crow.
I really needed Tio to lose this fight, bro.
Eat crow. Eat crow.
I needed Tio to lose this fight so bad.
Eat crow on that, Steel. I told you to eat crow on that.
Yeah, I was wrong. It's 2 left feet, man. It is what it is, man. So congrats to Tio. He's still a pound for pound fighter, unfortunately, man. I need somebody to go ahead and pack this dude up, man. God damn. Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, oh my fucking God. Don't ever the 4 Kings, dog, that shit is dead. Don't ever mention him, Tank, Haney. Don't ever mention them dudes in the esteem of a Hagler, Hearn, Leonard, or Duran. That shit, what we saw tonight, was an abomination to the sport of boxing, man. My stock is completely sold on Devin. It's been sold on Ryan, but Devin, I was really disappointed in that dude. How you lose to Rolly, bro? How you get outboxed by Rolly? How you get beat to the punch by Rolly? How you get out jabbed by Rolly? Man, yo, oh my fucking God, man. Them dudes can go to hell as far as I'm concerned, man. It's really not much to break down.
That was a real good, concise assessment. Edgar, did you want to? This is your go to respond to Solidus about the issue that you had with the with everything, you guys. I know you want to rebuttal and give your thoughts on everything.
Yeah. I mean, all right, fine. He's calling me out for saying shit that I called Ryan this and that. If you go back to lives, I said he could be the face. He could be the next Mexican, Mexican heritage fighter to take the torch. I never said he was gonna be. I said he could be. Him, Virgil Munguia, they can all be the next Mexican fighter to take the torch from Canelo when he's finally gone. And I'll go back to what he was saying, that I'm high on it, and he's saying, but you're getting on Haney because of this bullshit, that bullshit. We all thought that Ryan was gonna beat Rolly, so that means we all got it wrong. So don't point the finger just at me. And the difference between the two fights, if you really had boxing fucking knowledge, is look what Teo did in his fight. He outboxed and outpunched his opponent. Haney didn't even want to fucking do that when he could have done that all fucking night. All he did was run, and hug. But you praise that. It's fucking prize fighting. You are paid to beat the other fucking man up.
Damn. Solid, as you got a response to that? Or you good?
Be fair, I know he knows this, but he didn't mention it. Okay. When Haney was throwing, he did land when he wanted to. I know you know that.
So why didn't he?
He didn't. Sorry, Solidus, I go jump in. He didn't. Haney was not.
He did it.
Haney was.
So what was the commentators talking about? They would just make. So what was Antonio Tarver?
They got biased commentators.
How about you stop talking?
They were just making that up.
Haney.
So you know and they don't.
Okay. Do you want to actually listen to the? Do you actually want to listen to the answer? He was catching him at times, but there were other times when Haney was missing just as much as Ramirez was. And he was catching Ramirez because, again, I said Ramirez has no defense. He's slow. He's flat-footed. He doesn't set his shots up. So Haney should have been landing way more than he was. He landed only a little bit more than Ramirez did, and he should have looked a lot better given the stuff that he and his dad say. So you talk a big game.
Whoa.
Now
I said Haney had a bad performance.
Hold on. One second, fight. 1 second. I do got a question for Steele real quick. I seen a comment in the chat where a guy said that, does this mean that Rolly Romero put a better performance against Ryan Garcia than Devin Haney? Now, I know people feel what they feel about the Ostarine. Some people said it made a difference. Some people said it didn't. So I don't know your thoughts on it. All I'm going to say is, do you believe Rolly Romero put in a better performance against Devin Haney than Ryan Garcia? I mean, yes. I'm sorry, you know what I mean. Ryan Garcia than Devin Haney.
I know what you mean. Yeah, he did. He floored him. He floored him. The difference in the performance was when Devin Haney got on the roll and he won. He strung together like 6 or 7 rounds before Ryan turned it back up. When Rolly dropped Ryan in the second round, he really never even got back in the fight and dominated in the fight. I don't think he lost as wide as the commentators were saying that he lost. I don't think he lost that many rounds. I'm like, yo, y'all is dragging it. This AI judge, I'm like, you was dragging it, but he took Ryan completely out of his game, completely out of his game. He put up a better performance against Ryan and Devin.
Where does Ryan Garcia go? What does Ryan Garcia go from here? Do you think he needs to get a new trainer and rebuild?
Next fight. I'll give you Ryan Garcia's next fight now. I can see it happening.
What's his next fight?
Ryan Garcia's next fight could be, and I'm serious on this because they'll see it as a bounce back fight for him. And I think there's a real possibility this happens. Ryan Garcia's next fight, Matchroom Golden Boy 5v5 against Jack Catterall.
That's a good fight.
I actually think that could be Garcia's next fight.
You don't think they proceed with the rematch with the Haney stuff and all of that?
What? Who wants to watch the rematch?
Don't do the rematch. No. IVP, I got to jump in here. You can't do a rematch when both guys had boring snooze fests of the last year on the same night. Like there's no intrigue for the rematch. No intrigue.
You could, but it's not going to sell. You could, but it's not going to sell.
Solidus, can you do the rematch with the Ryan Haney? Would you pay for that?
No, I would not.
Big E, what's up, man? Welcome to the panel, Big E.
What's good, man? What's happening?
What do you think about everything that happened tonight, man? What are your thoughts on all this?
I mean, it was a disappointing night, I think, for boxing, because we didn't get to see what we expected to see. I think Ryan losing to Rolly caught everybody by surprise. Rolly dropping Ryan caught everybody by surprise. Teofimo, I think he had okay performance. I don't think it was like nothing mind blowing like how the commentators was making it out to be. But I think Teofimo, did what he was supposed to do. Devin Haney, listen, man, I get it that no, hear me out, because it might not register with a lot of y'all, because I know, like, like as fans, we want fights that suits our entertaining, like what we pay to be entertained by. A lot of boxing fans like for fighters to come in sluggish, throwing shots here and there, and I get all that. I'm not disputing none of that, but man, how many times we acting like Devin Haney is the first, or Shakur is the first motherfuckers to be born fighters? Floyd Mayweather been criticized for years about him having a boring style. As boxing fans, we gonna have to just accept the simple fact that guys like Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, their styles are never going to suit what we like, whether we like it or not. You know what I mean? That's just my 2 cents.
But even to mention, when you mentioned Floyd didn't start fighting the way these dudes is fighting now till he was much later on in his career. When he was at 30, 35, 40, he was in there putting punches together, sitting in the pocket and still protecting himself and really just putting on the show. These dudes are trying to fight like the 37 to 36 to 35 to 34-year-old version of Floyd. And y'all expect them to be put on pay-per-view. Y'all expect motherfuckers to come out here and see you and pay to see you. You got me fucked up. No. Oh, hell
so why
no.
why does it take Steel Mills to say that? I've been saying that on all these other channels, and everybody just arguing, saying, "Oh, Mayweather's been boring his whole career." Like what he just said, I've been saying, and they're just like, "Oh, no, Mayweather's boring. He's boring. He's boring." They've been saying his whole career has been boring. What he just said is fact. Now, not you, but I'm just saying these other people I argue with all the time. He was a boring fighter. He's a boring fighter.
It might be some negativity.
When he was in his prime, he was not boring. He had some of the most entertaining fights in boxing history. Just like Steel Mills said. But they're saying he's boring.
Got towards the back end of his career, I think it's disrespectful to compare Floyd to these guys, in my opinion.
Facts.
I think Floyd is much more masterful in his craft than both of those guys. So I don't think it's really fair.
And could I just add this?
It shouldn't take Steel Mills to say that, though. Everybody should have knew that if they claimed they know boxing.
Hold on. None of these guys have proven what Floyd proved when he was a young man, but also Devin, one of the reasons the criticism he gets is fair is because Devin was being compared to a young Floyd Mayweather when he was 20. He hadn't proven anything, and now we've just seen him come back from a bad night, and he was scared to death against a guy who was tailor-made for him. So he's going to have to perform a lot better than this. Like, Teo at least rose to the occasion, and Steele, look, you always cook me on this Benavidez Bivol stuff. I may have to reply. I may have to respond, with the favor, return the favor with this whole Barboza Teo thing, because Teo was never going to lose for me.
That's cool. I'll take that. I'll take that.
But see,
all right. My thing is this. You a question. 1 second, Biggie. Hold on. One second, Biggie. Let me just read this real quick, man, and then we'll get right back to it. Goofy Combat says, "Shout out to the Puerto Ricans. Teo is Honduran." So he just wanted to clear all of that up because people were getting that wrong. Antonio Garcia says, "How many Benavidez burgers can Mirage have in one sitting?" I don't know what's going on with that. Violent says, "So who's Devin fighting next? He said he was moving to 47 next, so why not fight Teo?" I think that'd be a good fight, but it looks like Teo's going to be lined up for boots.
I think Teo deserves the boots fight. If you want to, if you want a grudge fight, if you want a grudge fight for Haney at 147, which will get some interest, and I know for a fact they really don't like each other. Do the Haney Conor Ben fight?
Oh, that'd be a good one. Haney, Conor, Ben. That'll make a lot of sense.
No.
But they're going to do the rematch, though. They're going to do that rematch. They feel like it generated a lot of money.
Go on, boxing. Go on, fight for.
Sorry, Headkid, I got to respond. Look, Teo does not deserve the Boots fight. Boots Ennis will eat him alive. He'll eat him up, spit him out, and then eat him up again.
Fight.
And Devin, why do Devin versus Conor Ben? Conor Ben is No, don't do a welterweight who just fought at middleweight, bring him back down to welterweight to fight a light welterweight. Like, what are we doing here?
Hold on, hit 1 second. One second, hit. Yeah, 1 second, hit. I think he's referencing when Errol Spence fought Kell Brook after he fought Triple G, came off the eye socket injury. He was all fucked up, and Errol Spence took advantage of it. And then everybody praised Errol Spence like he was the biggest killer in the world because he beat a damaged Kell Brook. And I said, you guys might want to pump the brakes. Hey, F you, man. Errol Spence is that guy. And then when he got his face taken apart by Bud Crawford, we saw that we probably should have pumped the brakes. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Hold on 1 second. And the only other thing is, I think that Teofimo makes sense for Boots. And I know still you're gonna disagree with this. The only reason why I feel like Brian Norman don't want it, he got somebody. I see Mario Barrios don't want it. He trying to do something. Boots ain't got no fights at 54. A big fight for him is against a big name like Teo. If he beats T.O., makes it look good, make it look easy, that's a big payday. He get a lot of recognition. He can grow his brand. Then he can move up and do what he want to do, or he can look back at the unification. I think it makes sense like that. What do you think? Still, do you see how that could work out, or you don't think it makes any sense?
I'm personally not a fan of it, man, because I just don't see Teofimo doing nothing with no Boots in this, man. I just don't. I just don't. I think Boots just needs to go on it. I like the Brian Norman versus Jen Sasaki fight. I think that's gonna be a dope matchup, man. But it's just time for Boots to go on ahead and go get that smoke and that drama up there at 154 pounds, man. Because it's pointless to stick around for unification bouts at 147 when them cats don't want to come and holler at you. So just go ahead and jump on up, man.
Do you think he will jump up? Because the last time he was offered, he said, "No, I'm straight."
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Steel. Nah, Steel. That's exactly what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, like, okay, yeah, I agree with you that he shouldn't stay at 147 and he shouldn't take that Teo fight. I agree that he should move up to 154. But do you think he's gonna fucking fight Virgil at 154, or he's gonna avoid him?
He better avoid him for the first couple of fights. Let him get acclimated to the division, and unless you want to be a dog and jump up there and fight him, all right, cool, yeah, go ahead and do the damn thing, man. Turkey's putting on some dope cards. I wouldn't mind it, but I think it will behoove him to just jump right up there and go into a Virgil Ortiz fight, because I don't think that he beats Virgil. I just don't.
Agree.
But hold on. I got to get this one in for Teofimo. Somebody got to put that dog down. He was talking about Terrence Crawford. He's talking about Boots. Somebody got to get this guy his opportunity to say, look, if you really are who you think you are, go ahead and give it to him. They say T.O. ain't never lost a big fight. He beat Loma, beat Josh Taylor. People count him out in this fight. He came through. If he ain't never lost a big fight, give him his opportunity. Let's see if he is the guy he says he is, because there ain't no better opponent to prove it against than Boots. And if he gets put down, we'll never hear about that shit ever again.
That's why I got a counter-punch fight. That's why I'm saying Boots versus Teo is the fight to make. Because you have fucking Mario Barrios dragging a 46-year-old who will be fucking 47, Manny Pacquiao close to 50 out for a fight this July, which is fucking pathetic. I'm sorry, that is fucking pathetic.
No, hit kid, I agree, but here's the thing. You got Boots versus Giasov. That's a good fight. Don't bring Teo. What is with all this weight jumping bullshit? We don't need to.
Does the Boots Giasov fight sell though?
No. I agree with fight sports. I'm sick of weight jumping shit, but it's gonna happen any fucking way, and we can't stop it. So fuck it.
Just agreeing. Look, I agree with the man to my right here. Boots eats Teo up. Teo is going to.
I agree.
I agree too.
No fight. I agree.
Then why do you want to see that?
Boots batters Teo.
Who else is Boots gonna fight? He don't want Virgil. He don't want that smoke up there.
Here's the other problem. What's the fight for Teo at 140 right now, everybody?
Haney.
No! You can't justify getting that fight after tonight's performance! Don't you fucking dare do that!
Why not?
Oh my... Luke, I'm gonna walk off.
I personally, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not interested in any more Devin Haney fights. I'm good on that shit. I'm good on. He ruined all that shit for me. I'm good on it.
Haney is 147 right now.
All right, Hickett, can I ask you a question? Hickett, can I ask you a question? Come on, Hickett, we're all mates here, but do you want to jump into a body bag? Do you want to jump into a body bag?
Oh my God!
Oh shit!
Into one.
I'm gonna put you in a body bag because this is why you do the fight. You do the fight because they're at the same weight class. They just fought top competition. You don't give Teo the boot fight when he's fought nobody at 147.
Wait a minute, Fight Sports. He's a world champion. Hold on, Fight Sports. Hold on. Fight Sports. He's a 2-weight world champion, moving up in weight, one division. He should be able to fight a champion. Bud moved up from welterweight, fought Madrimov. It makes sense to be able to move up one division and fight a guy. You feel like you can beat him? Go for it. I have no problem with that. Because I'm tired of guys asking for fights. Fuck it. Ryan asked for a Virgil or a fucking Goose fight. Give it to him. I want to see a dead body. Give it to him. Fuck it. I want to see a dead body.
You want to see a motherfucker get humble. Want to see a motherfucker get humble.
I just want to quote the great philosopher, Kendrick Lamar. He says, sometimes you got to pop out and show them. That's all I want to see. Sometimes you got to pop out and show them. That's all you got to do is pop out and show them. That's all I'm saying.
Look. Fight Sport body bagged himself here, and I'm going to throw you in the body bag, right? Yeah.
What?
You can go what?
How?
You can go what? Let me explain. Guys, what fight was that fight with Jose Ramirez and Devin Haney just fought at? What was the weight for that?
44.
Oh, my God.
44.
It was
a catch weight.
It was the catch weight, 144. Devin Haney is moving up to 147. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
That's a little body right there for his kid.
Teofimo is fighting at 140. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Correct.
Yep. Said they're the same weight.
That's a fact.
Yeah, sorry, Fight. You have just nuked your own point. I have just absolutely stick that body bag up.
Kids on this
yourself. You've done yourself, though.
Hold on. Let me get this in real quick. LT says Barroso is the real GOAT. Fuck Haney. I mean, can you really argue with it? Antonio Garcia says, did Solidus T go to a Diddy party with Haney? Solidus T, I don't expect you to answer that. I don't know. I'm just saying. George the Last Patriot said, isn't it strange that Ryan Garcia looked bigger against Haney at 140 than now in 147? P.S. Ryan has always been a quitter. Campbell, Aftermath, Tank, and now. Do you guys agree? I agree. Ryan's a quitter. He showed me he's a quitter.
Oh, he's a quitter.
This guy's too coochie. When he quit against Tank, and yeah, I know he was drained and all that shit, but you still quit. You could have went out on your shield. You say, nah, fuck this. I'm done. And I'm like, you quit once, you'll quit again. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And
he got that bitch up in him.
It wasn't just that he quit against Tank Davis. He waited for the ref to count to 10, and then he popped back up again. Like he could, so he could have easily got up a second earlier. Here, he just said he couldn't. He got hurt, and then he was like, "Yeah, I'm done. Let's pick this up some other day." Oh, look who just showed up.
Yeah. We're gonna get to him in 1 second. Fernando says, Haney versus Shakir. Put it on pay-per-view. Fuck no.
Fuck no.
That'll be the one. People will turn away from the sport of boxing if that ever happened.
Shakur's fighting at 135. They're not in the same. They're not in the
same
weight
my
class.
God! He said Ryan and Haney look worse than Hit Kid picking up women.
Damn, man,
Wait. Coming from the anime weeboo. Fuck off.
Oh my God! These guys right here just have no soul. Mirage. What do you think about the fights tonight, man? And please, this has nothing to do with David Benavidez.
Mirage,
are you there?
He zoned out after you said nothing with Benavidez.
Broken.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Mirage.
Yeah, go ahead.
Terrific night of boxing.
Agreed.
It shows the money's no substitute for taste and class for Turkey. That was a circus, sideshow circus, tacky as fuck, coming out in cars, fighting in a parking lot somewhere in fucking New York. They boarded off the whole thing. People couldn't even see. And that's before we even get to the fights, which were not even fights. It was a fucking disgrace. The best fight was a mediocre Teo fight. Wasn't that good? People are glazing on him. It was all right.
Oh my God!
Wow.
I mean, can anybody remember a single memorable moment in that fight? Please tell me. Go.
I mean, you could make the same argument against David Benavidez and like a lot
Oh,
of his
hang on. I
fights,
thought we're not talking about David. What happened
No,
to
I'm
that?
just saying you could make the same. Hold on. If we're gonna start dissing guys, the guy that you got on your profile picture there, we could make the same argument.
No.
And I don't and Mirage, I like you, but you're
Morel
really in no
Benavidez,
position
one
to
of the
talk about
fights of the
Glazers.
year.
That's all
One
I'm
of
saying.
the fights of the year.
No, it's not.
Morel Benavidez.
No, it's
What
not.
fight of the year?
No, it's
One of the
not.
fights of the year. Yeah.
I can name 2 fights already better than it for fights.
Body bag him hit.
But anyway, no, man,
No,
forget that.
hold on. Body bag him hit.
Hold on.
No, fuck that. Body bag.
2 fights which are already better fights of the year. 3 actually. Bivol better be a rematch. Ben Eubank, because it was an epic war, even though it shouldn't have been. And I dare anyone to tell me Buatsi Smith ain't fight of the year. Thank you.
Awesome.
That was a great fight.
Now,
Low-key.
good. Now,
That
give
was
me
a great fight. That was a great fight.
Hey kid, you're forgetting. You're forgetting Taylor versus Serrano. That'll be better than that one too.
Give me a single memorable moment from the Beterbiev Bivol fight. Give me the single memorable moment. Hit kid, come on, wise guy.
This one easily. Round 10. Round 10. The moment when Beterbiev was trying to push the fight because he was losing the fight on a judge's scorecard because he started
And he got caught.
And he got caught, and Bivol pushed him back with a counter shot. Come on.
Yep.
Okay, he pushed him back with a counter shot. That's the highlight of the whole fucking fight.
Because that was the first time in
okay,
that's
my point. That was a mediocre fight.
Mirage, what's the highlight of the Benavidez Volstick fight?
No, the Morel fight. I said the Morel fight.
I'm asking you about the Volstick fight first.
Why the fuck you asking me about the Volstick fight? I'm asking about Morel.
I'm asking you about this right now, Mirage. It's my fucking show. Just answer the question.
Is this where you're being bad faith and being fucking slippery by BFB?
I can be slippery on my show, Mirage.
David Morel Benavidez, round 4, one of the rounds of the year. Go rewatch it. Anyway, yeah, this was trash.
Oh my fucking God.
Garcia embarrassed himself, obviously. Haney's a disgrace, obviously. And that's why you guys need to stop hyping up these guys. They're not even fighters. They're competitors.
Hyping up fighters.
They're divas. They're divas and they're competitors.
Wait a minute, Raj. Who
hyped anyone up?
The media, the boxing world, they put Haney pound for pound, Garcia, one of the big stars. These guys
he was pound for pound, though, bro. He went undisputed.
He was never pound for pound. He's always been the same Devin Haney. He's always been the same Devin Haney.
I can see both sides. I can see why Haney has accomplishments that you could arguably do it, but I personally didn't put him pound for pound at the time.
Pound for pound is skill, man. It's about skill.
On that. Can I actually say why I'm siding with Mirage? And I've got to cut Steele for saying Haney's pound for pound. We're giving Devin Haney pound for beating George Kambosos.
No, we giving him pound for beating Lomachenko, man. And I don't think he beat Lomachenko, but he didn't. Listen. I don't think he beat Lomachenko, but on paper he did beat Lomachenko. You got to give him that. And then he jumped up and he demoted the belt off of Regis Prograis.
We're giving robberies. We're giving robberies.
Prograis was shot to pieces.
Another guy who did the 2-weight class thing. I mean, we got to give Stephen Fulton the same respect. We also got to say that Teo was always above Haney because his win over Lomachenko wasn't controversial. So
agreed.
That's true.
Haney, you could say
Teofimo is still on the pound for pound list, though. On respectable pound for pound list, he's still on there.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Why isn't he?
Hey, Mirage.
Two division champion, 2-time lineal.
Because he's been mediocre for the last 3 years. Because he's been mediocre for the last 3 years. How about that?
Yeah, but listen, man.
Hey, Benavidez been mediocre for the last 15 years.
No, he hasn't. He's been fantastic. He's been exceptional.
My God, we're not going to make this about Benavidez, are we?
And the moral of this tonight's story is support real fighters, throwback fighters, the fighters that come to fight like
Benavidez.
Like Benavidez.
Right. Here we go. Why did Edgar open the can of worms?
I'm sorry.
That makes you appreciate real fighters, doesn't it? After the trash.
Hey, guys, no need to panic. We'll see real fighters this weekend.
Yes.
We got Skull Canelo to look forward to tomorrow. Rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be entertained.
Wait,
Hold on.
I got a question for Edgar real quick. Hold on, fellas. Hold on 1 second. Edgar Moreno, are you there?
Yeah, what's up?
Was any of David Benavidez's last 3 fights title fight?
No, well, he got the No, he did not. No, nope. No, he
So
did
his
not.
last 3 fights were not title fights, right?
That's right.
Okay, is this Canelo's next fight a title fight?
It's for 2-time undisputed.
Damn. So I guess Dick Eater's mad out there somewhere. Anyway, let me get to this question.
Is it going to be an exciting fight?
Hold on. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know. I heard.
know.
Hold on. I heard David Benavidez was going to knock out everybody, and then he gets a decision. So I guess we'll find out. Xi Jinping says, "This is a reason sometimes I hate boxing. Any of you guys have an upset for tomorrow? Shaking my fucking head. No interest in Ryan versus Haney too. So does anybody on the panel have an upset for tomorrow? Canelo Skull. Does anybody have an upset on that fight? Anybody?
No.
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 No. I mean, it would be like a fucking episode of the Twilight Zone if some crazy shit happened.
Yeah.
But like tomorrow, I mean, Canelo's gonna win. Munguia's gonna get the run back, and that other kid, the younger guy, Marco Verde, should win.
F.A. Jeb is getting knocked out by
But
the
Canelo should get the knockout, man. Canelo need a knockout tomorrow.
Hey, Big E. Hey, Big E. It's a little hard when the other guy wants to run away from you and does not engage.
Yo, that's cap, bro.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Look at the last fight for him.
Man, that Edgar dude don't know nothing about boxing.
Man, listen, bro. Listen, bro. In boxing, that shit happen all the time. Motherfuckers fight to survive all the time. You either get the job. How many motherfuckers done fought to survive against Better BF and he still knocked their ass out, brother? Either you got it,
not
or you don't.
one guy.
You
idiot. One guy.
Edgar, hold on. By that same logic, wouldn't you say that Benavidez should have got a knockout against Caleb Plant?
Yup.
Body bag.
No, but you criticized David.
That's a body bag. Jump in the casket.
Hey, yo, IBS.
How? Who said Benavidez got power? Who said Benavidez got power? Come on, you need
Hey, yo, IBS.
Call him the monster.
You don't apply that excuse for David versus Plant, do you?
The monster, El Monster.
Yo,
you don't give David that excuse.
Hey, Saladas T, I need to holler at Saladas T. He said something that threw me off too, man. The last live you had, man. I didn't get to jump on the live, but my man said, "Yo, if Canelo want to, he can knock a motherfucker out. That's how hard he can hit." You remember you had said that? It was the last live you had. Yo, do you know I played some of that shit to my homeboys? I literally went back and played the live, that part where you said that shit. I went back to the hood, man. I played shit with my homeboys. Niggas are trying to figure out what the fuck is you seeing, bro. Canelo don't have power like that, bro. Do he got pop? You said if Canelo want to, he can knock out anybody. Yes, you said that in the last live.
That's not true.
I think you did say that.
Bro, stop.
No. I did say that. What I'm asking is, I did say that, but is that not true?
No,
Canelo can't knock you out if he don't want to.
No, this is
that nigga power ain't like that, man. Stop it.
If Canelo catches you with a clean shot, you're going down.
Big E, hold on, Big E, calm down. Is Benavidez power like that?
No.
Okay, so whose power is like that? Name your fighters.
He tripping, bro. He tripping.
In a way.
I just named what
Don't give him a fighter. Let him name him.
Oh, sorry.
Better BF have power. I think Virgil Ortiz got power.
Hold on, Big E. You're in an electrical storm. But aside from that, Better BF and Virgil Ortiz didn't get knockouts in their last fights.
Damn.
Hey, is he really? Hold up.
Bro,
is he really saying that Canelo doesn't have knockout power? He's really
that
saying
don't make any sense.
No.
That's wild.
Hell, who was the evidence that he got knockout power?
Canelo's undersized for the weight and went up to 175 and got a knockout in his first fight.
That shit.
Hold up.
IBS,
did I hear him correctly?
Man, niggas
did I hear him correctly?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. Whatever world y'all live in, if you want to fit that in your narrative, okay, cool. But when you go around other boxers, motherfuckers are not saying no got knocked Bro. I don't know where y'all be getting this shit from, bro. Canelo don't have.
Hold up. So
when
let me
is the
ask you.
last time he knocked the
Let me ask you a
motherfucker out,
question.
bro?
Biggie, let
Let me ask you something. When the last time Canelo knocked the motherfucker out?
Okay, Solid.
When the last time Canelo knocked the motherfucker out, bro?
The last time.
Biggie, 1
Check
second.
this
Let him
out.
respond. Let him
The
respond.
last time Canelo knocked somebody out was Caleb Plant, 2021. However, if Canelo,
oh my God,
if he catches you with a clean shot, you're going down, bro. Now, even though I don't like that Edgar dude, and I don't like his basketball knowledge, but his boxing knowledge, what he said is true. Guys kind of like play safe with Canelo and don't engage, so it kind of makes it a little bit more difficult to knock him out. Even though he
Wait a minute. I just said that 30 seconds ago, and you were not agreeing with me, and now you're agreeing with me.
You didn't hear me.
What the fuck?
I got drowned out. I did agree with you. I got drowned out. I did agree with you. If Canelo catches you clean, you going down. If you disagree with that, I think you Canelo hating,
the hood is clowning you, my. The hood is
or saying Canelo don't got knockout power.
The hood is clowning you, bro.
And Biggie,
that's crazy, bro.
And I'm gonna agree with Solid as T on this one. Yes, he has knockout power, but what happens once the fucking fighter gets tagged or feels that knockout power potential? They back up and start running.
Hold on, fellas. I
now
just
me and Edgar see eye to eye on that.
No, I got to end this real quick because I got to go to Steel real quick. Steel, before I ask you, Steel, Biggie, what weight class did Canelo start in?
147.
I believe he started at 140. One of his first fights was at 140.
Yeah, 140.
And so, what was the highest weight class Canelo got a knockout in?
75.
175.
So a guy that started at 140 and got a knockout as high as 75, you saying he ain't got no fucking knockout power if he catches
he got popped. Hey, listen, you got to have.
So now he got popped.
You got to define.
Okay, I want to make sure.
Bro, listen, man. Listen, bro. If you know how to fight.
Say, man, Boost Mobile ain't working no more, my brother.
Here, guys, I got to bounce. Peace out, y'all. Catch you later.
Listen, you got to know the difference between pop and knockout power, bro.
Yeah, but you don't go up 6 weight classes beating motherfuckers up.
You got to know the difference.
It's okay. Hold on. His own logic is failing. His own logic is failing him. Canelo Alvarez is a 4-weight world champion. Hold on. And he's moved up from 140 to 175 and got a knockout there. Big E, how many weight classes has Virgil Ortiz got a knockout in? You said he had knockout power, but you say Canelo don't. Hold on, Big E. No. See, you done fucked up. So you asked for this shit. I didn't ask for this. You asked for this. So hold on. How many weight classes has Virgil Ortiz got a knockout in?
I take that back. I shouldn't have said.
Hey! When was the last time Canelo got
fuck
a knockout,
bro?
That's all I
answer the question.
When the last time
has Virgil Ortiz got a knockout in, bro?
Bro, fuck Virgil. Listen, fuck Virgil. This is not about Virgil Ortiz. This is not about. This is about Canelo. This is about Canelo. This is about Canelo.
No. You said Virgil Ortiz had knockout power. How many weight classes does he have a knockout in?
Bro, fuck Virgil.
We're going to compare that to
Canelo. Nuke, man. You got to stop deflecting, bro. Anytime somebody criticizes Canelo.
Wait. You ain't Destiny's Child. Don't say my name. Listen to me, brother. Listen to me, man.
Bro, listen, bro. Let me talk, man.
Answer the question.
Man, nigga. Man, listen. Fuck Virgil Ortiz. This about Canelo, man. This about Canelo. You asked.
Who has knockout power? All right,
you asked me.
How many weight classes did Better BF get knockouts in then?
He only fought with one weight class.
So Canelo has knockouts in how many weight classes?
6.
Man, bro, listen. I'm not taking that from Canelo,
look
bro.
At you, bro.
He don't have knockout power, bro.
See,
I'm not.
Because the hood. We're gonna go to the next guy. Hold on, Biggie. We're gonna go to the next guy. I just want to highlight what happened to Biggie right now was not only a body bag, but a message to all you kids out there why you should wear a condom. This is a message. This is why you wear a condom. Because shit like this, what Big E said,
hey,
come out of your
Can I say something real quick?
Wrap it up. Wrap it up. That's all we said.
Can I say something real quick?
Wrap it up. That's all we said.
Can I say something real quick?
You don't know. You must not know a thing about fighting. You must not know a thing about fighting, bro.
Nick.
I want to say. I want to. I want to say.
I'll let you go. I'll let you go.
I want to say. I want to say my fault. I want to say my fault to Edgar because I had said I didn't like him. I didn't mean that. I shouldn't have said that. That wasn't nice. My fault to Edgar. I shouldn't have said that.
You guys talk that out.
I just want to say that.
I'm just saying good night to the panel and all that. I'm sorry, Big E saying Canelo doesn't have power is fucking ludicrous. Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, I can't take him. I can't take him serious no more.
I think you're a complete clown for that, and I really mean that.
Oh my God.
And with that, I'm off. And if you want to debate me, feel free next time.
A fat motherfucker on the couch can't tell me nothing about fighting, bro. A fat motherfucker on the couch can't tell me nothing about fighting. I really come from this shit. Nah, I'm just saying. I can't no fat motherfucker tell me shit about. I do this shit. Hey, listen. I really do this shit in real life. So I know motherfuckers that do this shit in real life. What I'm saying is, when you go around in boxing circles, fighting circles, anybody know anything about the boxing game? And when you talk about some of the hardest,
I box in real life too.
Don't nobody mention. Don't nobody. But don't listen, bro. Don't nobody mention Canelo, bro. Don't nobody mention Canelo.
Keep it real with you. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I talk to real boxers. I box myself. I've never heard nobody say Canelo doesn't have knockout power. This is actually a first. And I'm not even the biggest Canelo fan. I've never heard nobody question that dude's knockout power. Yeah. If you got hit by Canelo right now, you would probably die. If you had the chance to fight Canelo when he hit you,
one second, Biggie. Where are you from?
Hey, look. Huh?
Where are you from?
I'm from South Carolina.
About him?
He's from South Carolina still.
Right on, man.
Yeah, I'm from South Carolina. I'm from Perry Hill. I'm from the top and bottom projects.
And hold on, Biggie.
But yeah, man,
hold on,
we
Biggie.
love boxing.
One second, Biggie. 1 second, my brother. 1 second. I like you, Biggie, but this is like the time you say you could rap, and I like, oh, you can rap? Spit some, and you say, no, I rap sandwiches, I rap boxes, but you could spit a verse. So that's all I'm saying. Like you say, you got hands, but I don't know if I believe you, my brother. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm like, okay, so right now, let's wrap that shit up. Let me get to this next question real quick. Oh, man. Let me get to this next question real quick. Jesus says, Teofimo put a masterpiece tonight. His footwork, his countering, his defense were top-notch. I would like to see him against Boots or Crawford. I mean, I know still, would you like to see Teofimo against Terrence Crawford if the Canelo fight didn't happen because of an injury or something? Would you be okay with that as a substitute fight? He said, "Fuck no, Jesus."
Nah, if we don't get the Canelo fight, man, I would like to see Bud in there with Jermell still. I'd like to see him in there with Virgil. I'd like to see him at least unify 2 belts at 154 pounds, man. I don't have no interest in seeing this dude fight Teofimo Lopez. I know what's gonna happen, dog. Like, Arnold Barboza is not Terrence Crawford. Boots Ennis is not Arnold Barboza. That dude is gonna get that, man. Listen, just get his casket ready if he jump up in there and fight one of them two, bro. I don't want.
And normally I'm like you still. Normally I'm like you, but like I said, the philosopher Kendrick, he gonna have to pop out and show him, because really,
pop out and show niggas. I get it. I definitely get it.
Just need to be shown. Like, you never know a guy in the neighborhood that this guy, we gotta show him something, because he don't know what's going on. Like, he needs to know, because he's lost. So he's gonna have to know that. But he's an excellent fighter, put on a great performance. But I think Bud is a little too much for him. I think Boots is a little too much. But I respect his heart for wanting to fight those guys. I respect that shit. I respect him chasing greatness. I have no problem with him going after the fights. And look, I'll be sitting there with popcorn watching his teeth fall out ringside. I ain't tripping. I'm enjoying it. And Sager 12 said exactly what Steel Mill. And I want to put a shameless plug in here. If you're listening to the playback, if you're on live right now, I want to tell you my favorite boxing channel right now is Steel Mills Boxing. Go subscribe. Cause I'm gonna tell you what, man. I'm gonna tell you what. Every time I'm listening to Steel Mills, I got it on when I'm doing anything, and my kids run the room. Daddy, I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to listen to Steel. So I'm just telling you, go check out Steel Mills Boxing. That's some good shit. You're going to learn some shit. You won't get on here and say no dumb shit like Canelo ain't got power. You're not going to get on here and say dumb shit like that. When you listen to Steel, When you listen to Steel Mills Boxing, you're going to say, Canelo ain't got no knockout power. Virgil and
Man.
Beterbiev do. But, you know, when you get knockouts across weight classes for a period of time, you know elite fighters, you educate yourself to the sport of boxing. You know, that's all I'm saying. And let me get to the next one. Hold on. Go ahead. Go ahead and still. I know you want to say
No. You go. No, you got your bills to pay, man. You go ahead. You do that.
Domo says David only comes to fight if it is in Saudi. And I know Mirage is feeling some kind of way about that. Sager says all three kings tonight can't take a punch and are afraid to get hit. That sounds about right.
Facts.
Canelo is small for 168 and still drops fighters. And that's a very good, astute point. And that's a point that's lost on some people because I guess they think that Canelo's a natural 68-pounder. I guess they think that. I don't know. Jesus says they want Canelo to knock out opponents.
Can I interject?
Hold on. They want Canelo to knock out opponents, but praise Benavidez for going to a decision in his past 3 fights. Let's be real. David Power stayed at 168. It did.
Fast.
It did.
My brother Carlos said, hold on, Big E. I got 3 more questions, man. Carlos says, in boxing, even if you don't have power and you get caught well, you're going down. That's true. Sometimes it's the shot you don't see that gets you. My brother Mike Trey says, can't judge a book by a cover, and a big mistake. That's fucked up.
If David doesn't have power, how was he walking down David Morrell, an aggressive young power puncher?
Hey, read that last super chat, man.
I'm gonna read this last one, and I'm gonna let Edgar Steele and all of them get you on this one. Domo says that Big E 6 KDs in the 6 knockdowns in the last fight. And his last 6 fights as the smaller man equals no power? Why is it that the opponents usually run after getting countered? Which is why no knockouts. I guess Big E, once again, ladies and gentlemen, remember, this is why you wear a condom. This is why you don't want your kids to grow fucked up. Put a condom on. That's all I'm saying.
Hey,
but
can I interject?
Yeah. I want to go to Steele real quick because Mirage said something interesting. Steele?
Man, we gotta pull this real quick, man. When you say that dude ain't got power like that, let's say, all right, whatever with the knockouts. This dude, since he's been at 168 pounds, has broken motherfuckers' orbital bones, they arms, and they noses. How the fuck ain't you punching like that and you able to do that shit to bigger men? Only opponent he hasn't dropped at 168 was Callum. Everybody else that ate dirt. Like,
well, he broke Callum's bicep too, right?
Yeah, that's the arm that I'm talking about.
Yep.
So go ahead.
Okay, so let me count on that, bro. So my thing is this. Let's define what knockout power means. Like, what is knockout power? Is your definition of knockout power is a motherfucker getting knocked down, or knockout power is a motherfucker getting knocked out? Like, I'm trying to figure out like which one. I mean,
it's a conglomerate of things.
I'm a fighter,
it's a multitude
I'm always under the
It's a multitude of things, man.
Other than that, bro.
But the thing, Beterbiev, let's not act like Beterbiev was literally comatose and everybody he got in there with. We say he did comatose him because the ref waved that shit off. Like Yard wasn't on the canvas snoozing. You dig? They definitely waved that off though. Had the fight continued, all right, cool. Yeah, possibly he go to sleep, but he's not sleep. So when you talk about knockout power, it's nuanced, man. A TKO stoppage, that shit counts as a fucking knockout, dog. Like the dude has knockout power. So he's breaking motherfuckers' limbs. When you're breaking people's faces, you're breaking their arms, you breaking their nose, their jaws, their orbital bones. That is knockout power, my dude. And he's dropping these dudes. Maybe go ahead.
Okay, so this is my thing. I want to give an example, right? All right, so let's take when Canelo had fought Bivol versus when Beterbiev fought Bivol. When Beterbiev had fought Bivol the first time, the narrative was because they was asking Bivol to compare the power between Canelo and Beterbiev, right? But if you are a boxing fan, you watching both of the fights, you don't need to ask Bivol who power was more effective. When you watch Canelo versus Bivol didn't budge with Canelo I didn't see Bivol get on his bicycle and start running. Bivol stood right there all 12 rounds and said,
Oh
"Yo,
my
Canelo,
God.
Oh my God, bro,
go get
you
that
are
shot."
retarded.
Still
But he
hold on,
fought. Let
still
me
don't
talk.
body bag
Lord
this.
have
I'm going to
mercy.
destroy you, bro.
I ain't even
Hold on
done yet.
one second.
Lord, I ain't even
Go ahead
done
and
yet,
respond
bro.
to him. Go ahead and respond to him still, because I'm going to destroy him if you don't.
That shit is
Listen,
that shit is.
listen. When I kick that real nigga shit,
Hold on one
you
second,
always cut me off.
Big E. One
You
second,
always
Big
cut me
E.
off, New.
Hold on one second. Damn, Big E, this ain't
Go
South
ahead, man.
Carolina.
Go
This
ahead.
ain't South Carolina. This ain't the projects.
Go ahead, bro.
Get your ass. What's wrong with you, man? You talking to the
Go ahead, bro.
landlord.
Go ahead,
Right,
go
thank
ahead,
you.
bro. When I kick that real
Thank you.
nigga shit, you
One
always
second.
cut me
God
off. Go
damn,
ahead, bro.
Big E. You worse than my kids. No,
Man, nigga, that don't even press me,
please,
bro.
what were you gonna say? Still, what was your response to that?
Keep shit in stack, man. That wasn't real nigga shit, man. What you not understanding is that's Canelo's 5th weight class right there. So comparing power between Bivol and Canelo,
thank you.
Yeah, it's asinine, man. That's like saying Monster. That's like saying Monster in a way he ain't got knockout power when he jumped up to 26 and he may stop knocking motherfuckers out. All of a sudden, discount everything that he did at 122, 118. You can't do that, my dude.
Still, listen, bro, listen. I didn't make this narrative up. This narrative came from this narrative started from the media. The media asked Bivol to compare the power between Canelo and Beterbiev. Y'all get on here on new platform, and it became a conversation. And not just new platform, but other platforms. It became a conversation. So let's not listen. You just asked me earlier, did Canelo get what's the highest weight class? What's the highest weight class that Canelo get his knockout in? We said 175. Okay, we already know where that knockout came from, right? Okay, so we give him credit for that, right? But then when he don't get the knockout versus other opponents at 170, actually Bivol, that was the only guy. But when he didn't get that knockout against Bivol at 175, we it seemed like we praise him when he knocked Kovalev out, but then we get like, you know what I mean, protective. Well, he did move up 5 weight class. Whoa, wait a minute.
Who knocked out Bivol thus far?
Body bag. Body bag.
Okay, you okay? No, here's the thing. I was gonna counter that. Nobody's knocked out Bivol, but what I did see Bivol do,
Hold on. I gotta stop you right there, bro. I gotta stop you right there. No, hold on. There's a saying where I'm from. There's a saying they say you got more excuses than a dude going to jail. That's what you got. You got more than excuses than a dude going to jail. The moment he told you who knocked out Bivol at 75, you said, wait, and I'm like, bro, stop all that huffing. All that huffing and puffing. We got Big L on the screen. All I want to say is, kids, hold on 1 second. Kids, stay in school and wear protection, because this shit can happen to you.
Man, that shit corny, bro. Listen, bro. Like I said, when Bivol had fought Beterbiev, bro, we seen Bivol do something that he never done in his career. We never see him do this against Canelo. He got on his bicycle, he started pedaling. For the first time, I seen Bivol have fear in his eyes after round 1. And he was like, yo, I'm not finna stay here and trade with this dude. Any other time, Bivol usually stands in the pocket and he trades shots with his opponents. For the first time, he got on his bicycle and he ran.
We got your point. You're missing the point. Canelo's a naturally smaller man, and Beterbiev is natural at 175. The fact that you would compare them to really shows you don't know your head from your ass.
Did the media not?
Because you're comparing two guys that are not naturally from the same weight class, Big E.
You slow, bro. That? You're slow. So what I'm saying is this. So are you going to we're gonna credit Canelo for knocking out Kovalev, right? And acknowledging that, hey, Canelo can knock out anybody at 175. This was a narrative at the time when he knocked out Kovalev. But the minute we see that he didn't get the knockout with Bivol, now all of a sudden it's like we backpedaling. Well, he don't necessarily.
He's a smaller. You cannot knock out everybody, bro.
Okay. So what I'm saying is this, bro.
That don't make any sense.
I'm not asking. I'm not asking Canelo to knock out everybody. All I'm just saying is I'm pinpointing where I'm showing you where Canelo didn't have power. I gave you a prime example when he fought
Nobody knocked him out. That shit don't make sense.
Yeah,
if he had been knocked out 10 times, then you can make the point. Nobody knocked him the fuck out. So your point is really fucking stupid. Hold on, Big E. Hold on, Big E. 1 second. 1 second. Your point is actually worse because the biggest puncher in the sport couldn't even knock him out, which proves that Canelo is still a puncher. You look like a dumbass. I'm about to lose my voice with this shit. Like,
nah. And you a Canelo fan. Hey, listen, bro. You are a Canelo fan. I am a boxing fan. So I have no feelings. I have no feelings for individual fighters, bro. I call it like I see it. I don't care if you Canelo,
hold on, Big E. Hold on, Big E. Wait. Big E.
I call it like I see it, bro.
Okay, Big E, wait 1 second. Big E, do you wear glasses?
Nah.
Then you need to get your fucking vision checked.
Nah.
I'm good.
I'm good with my hands. Hey, I'm good. I got hell of a good vision. I really do this shit.
Call it like I see it, but
I really do
this.
But I really do this shit though. On my mama. I really do this shit, bro. So I really do this shit, bro. On my mama.
I'm sure you do, bro. I'm sure you do, bro. And you gonna keep on doing it too, my brother. You're going to keep on doing it.
Yes, sir.
And look, Big E, I don't think you know me, my brother. I do this shit too, man. And, you know,
I'm sure you do.
Hold on, bro, because it sounds like a subtle threat. And see, it's back to the ghetto. You go, you play with me. Do you understand? That's all I'm saying. So let's just keep it nice and cordial before I have to go left. That's all I'm saying.
It's your channel, my boy. I don't want no smoke.
I appreciate that, my brother. I appreciate. And I got a question for you. My voice is about to tap out, so I'm going to just read it to you. Clavo says, how can you question Canelo's power when he's practically knocked down, when he did knock down Berlanga, who came in at almost 200 pounds, technically a heavyweight? So why would you question Canelo's power when he's knocking out a guy that's basically a heavyweight?
Hey, let me get in here. Yeah.
When he's knocking down a guy that's basically... Hold on, Mirage. He got this for Big E. Can you explain that, Big E?
What was the question? I didn't hear you, bro.
Oh my God!
Read the script.
My bad. I've been distracted. My bad.
How can you question Canelo's power when he knocked down Berlanga, who's almost a heavyweight?
Man, Berlanga is trash. How he didn't knock him out?
But that still doesn't change the fact that he dropped him.
He should have knocked him out, bro. Berlanga's trash, bro. What we talking about? He could have been 275, bro. Berlanga is trash. How did he knock him out, bro? Oh Lord, man, stop it, bro.
Hey,
man, Berlanga trash, man.
What did I say before? What did I say before? They feel the power and then they close up shop.
Man,
I really believe he's trolling. I really believe he's trolling. I don't think he is.
His last knockout was 2021, bro. That's all.
Okay, bro. And remember, kids, put on a condom. Wrap it up. Sager says Canelo is a 5'7" fighter, and he had an arm injury. He had a hand injury against Bivol. But yeah, he's 5'7". No excuses. Bivol won, the better man. And if he was 100% healthy, still wouldn't have knocked him out. Bivol just a better fighter. Got to give him all the credit. Carlos Rio says we got a new moose knuckle, and that's Big E. My brother Xi Jinping says Ryan Garcia will never be a great fighter. I like that. There's a saying that I say is never say never, but in this case, never. So
never.
And I'm gonna let everybody go. I'm gonna go ahead and ice my voice. So before I do that, I'm gonna let everybody say their final thought. Mirage, what's your last thing you want to say before we get out of here?
I just wanted to say, brother, the reason Canelo's not getting knockouts lately is a lack of power. Unless you have one punch power, genuine, which is very rare, knocking somebody out, it usually involves more than just power. It's like putting it on a guy. It's usually combinations, the intent to knock somebody out. And he's been poor in that area. He doesn't really come on and just put it on a guy. And that's why he's not getting knocked out. But in terms of like one punch, he's still got power. But there's more to it. That's what's missing because he hits harder than Munguia, right? He's definitely got more power than Munguia, yet Munguia wiped out John Ryder while Canelo couldn't. So it wasn't just because of the power.
That's a fair point, Mirage. Is that why David's not getting knockouts? Shut your dumb ass up. Let's get to the next one. Hold on. Because you couldn't even answer it. Let's get to the next one. Hold on. Solid as T. Would you like to make a final point before we get out of here?
Yeah.
Anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, I'm just still surprised that dude is saying that. I even though he sounded like somewhat serious, I really believe he was trolling because saying Canelo has no knockout power. Canelo's one of the greatest knockout boxers ever. Everybody should know that. But I really believe he's trolling. I really believe he's trolling.
I swear to God, I ain't trolling.
Could be. I mean, look,
you trolling, my nigga. You trolling.
Canelo don't have an impressive knockout highlight reel you could pull up right now. Yes or no?
Back when he was fighting in them little weights, them lightweights. Yeah,
but you just admitted. But hold on. But didn't he have knockouts at 75 and 68 that you gave him credit for?
Who gave who credit?
Like, did you forget? Did you forget what he did to Billy Joe Saunders?
Edgar Moreno. Hold on, let's get to Edgar Moreno. Edgar, hold on, Biggie. Hold on, Biggie, you your ass up. Edgar Moreno, go ahead. What's your final point, my brother?
Man, listen, man, it was, a disappointing night tonight. Hopefully tomorrow's better. And solid as tea. My hats off to you. We agree on one thing, brother.
All right, no doubt.
That's respect. And then my brother from another mother, Steel Mills, my favorite boxing channel here on YouTube. And look, man, me and Steel got to come together, create a podcast together. And our first guest gonna be Biggie, and it's gonna be a fucking pot roast on his ass. But still, please, the floor is yours. Anything you want to say about tonight or any of the fights tomorrow? Anything you want to say at all?
Man, get Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, and Tank Davis the fuck up out of here, bro. Like that's pretty much all I gotta say about it. I don't want to hear nothing else about these dudes being 3 kings, none of that shit. Them dudes
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. I'm good. I ain't got nothing else to say.
And Sager says Canelo is still the best. These guys are not even in his division. That's what we're trying to say. And Big E, please don't make me regret this. Is there any last thing you would like to say before we check out of here, my brother? Please, Biggie, please.
Hey, listen, I already got you losing your fucking voice. That alone gives me the victory, bro. This is the fact that I got you even rattled. I'm not trolling, by the way. I really feel
you got me rattled.
I really
hold on, Biggie. Hold on, Biggie.
Canelo,
you said you got me rattled.
No, because you losing your voice, bro. I feel like you rattled.
You got me rattled. You the motherfucker up here stuttering.
Yeah, because y'all won't let me talk.
Bro, you stuttering.
Yeah, listen, you won't let me talk, bro.
I'm
it's
rattled.
like, come on, man.
Okay, go ahead and finish up, Biggie. Finish up.
Yeah, so my thing was like for far as tonight, bro. I mean, it was disappointing. You know what I mean? No doubt about it, man. So I just feel like listen, we going to get that Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney fight. I'm expecting that it's going to do worse numbers than it did the first time, just because both of them had lackluster performance. But like I say, man, Devin Haney, he's going to continue boxing the way he's boxing. I don't think he's going to change that anytime soon. And fans are going to fall out of love with Haney presenting that kind of style. And I get it. However you want to feel about it is how you want to feel. But I feel like them type of styles, I don't think nobody going to be able to. I don't think nobody going to be able to want to challenge guys like Haney and Shakur because of those type of styles. So real talk, I just think that a lot of fighters is
when motherfuckers don't come to fight, they're actually hard to beat running around the big ring. It's actually not easy to beat them.
Sure. And so the only thing I want to say is my final point is this. And it's all about you, Big E. My only point is about you. I don't even give a shit about the fights anymore. It's about you. He said he got me shook. And the moment I checked him on it, it not only he went back to stuttering, and then he lost all the bass out of his voice. He's going, look, they're all good fighters, and they're all good. And I was like, okay,
grab ice?
I like you to be humble. Just be humble. Cause
Did you grab some drink?
He lost his mind. Anyway, man,
you got
salute
to
everybody.
You got something to drink?
Hold on, salute. Big E, shut up. Salute to everybody. Everybody have a great evening. And, man, I'm going to see you guys tomorrow, Big E. Click the link tomorrow so we can continue this chat so you can get your ass back to stuttering. Salute.
For sure.
Salute.
Salute, rallying ass.